What's up, guys? Lore here once again with more Heart of the Swarm replay roulette from the Heart of the Swarm beta. Up here in the northeast position as the Red Terran here on Daybreak, we have Winx. Interesting name. Down here in the southwest position as the Blue Zerg, we have a Korean. Okay, so I'm actually not entirely sure at all what this guy's name is. Last time around, the last Korean I actually cast was Overlord Rush. And I was able to get that translated and figure out what that was. I have not been able at all to figure out what this guy's name is. In fact, I just wasn't able to figure out how to get his name into Google Translate even. For whatever reason, it would not let me make this symbol right here. It would not let me make that symbol in Google Translate. However, the first part, I believe, translates to UG. So that is what I am going to call him. Oops. I was trying to come up over here. There we go. Alright, so a Terran versus Zerg. Let's see how this match goes. Nothing too crazy so far. We do have the supply depot at the ramp here for Winx, and looks like he's going to be dropping down that barracks momentarily. I'm making an amazing prediction right now, I know. The Terran's going to build a barracks. Oh man, I'm Nostradamus. I just completely and totally foresaw that. I looked into the future and I just knew that the Terran player was going to make a barracks. Meanwhile, the Zerg player at 15 supply, looks like he's starting to pool up minerals, should be seeing an expansion drop down right about now. There we go. Fantastic. So very, very normal openers. Daybreak, one of the larger maps actually in the Heart of the Swarm pool at the moment. It's just very, very big. And it's actually come up under a lot of flack recently for just being kind of a weird map, kind of a frustrating one to play on. A lot of players don't like Daybreak very much, so we're gonna have to see how this match turns out for these guys. Yeah, it's always very awkward the first like 3 minutes of a game trying to come up with anything to talk about other than the extremely standard play we're seeing right now. It's like, oh, he made a spawning pool. Who could have possibly guessed that the Zerg player would make a spawning pool? Do now have this Overlord making it over here into Winx's base for UG. I don't even know if that's actually what his name translates to, by the way. That's just what I'm going to call him. That's, if nothing else, that's my nickname for him, is UG. Winx dropping down his expansion over here, and does have a Marine out, which is going to give this Overlord a very, very poor day. Just generally not a great... Overlords don't like bullets very much. It's just how it turns out. They're not a big fan of bullets. Should be able to escape, however. Just barely, but should be able to escape. He's just about to get out of range here. And there we go. I actually think that Winx could have killed it if he'd microed his Marine a little bit better. I will remind everybody at this point in time that this is a random replay, completely and totally random, that I found on drop.sc, like all of the replay roulette games that I cast. So totally random. Do not know anything about the skill levels of these players other than one is Korean, which just naturally makes him better at StarCraft, if you ask any of the, I guess, old guard. There's actually a lot of... It's actually been amazing to watch over the past couple of years. The Koreans used to be at a huge advantage in skill in StarCraft, even in StarCraft 2, which is a much, much newer game. But over the past couple of years, we've really started to see the foreigner teams really start to step it up a bit with players like Scarlet has been doing fantastic lately. Only one that really comes to mind is actually scoring several wins in recent games against Korean players. Stefano also actually has been doing very, very well. I mean, it helps that they're Zerg players, but it really has been fantastic to see the foreigner teams really starting to step it up and start to match the Korean teams in terms of play capability. So anyway, lots of Zerglings now out on the map for UG here. Interesting choice for aggression here. He says, you know what, you got Marines? I don't care. I've got non-upgraded Zerglings. He doesn't even have, like, speed isn't even anywhere close to being finished. Just going to come up over here and poke around anyway and actually forces Winx to lift off that base. Winx is actually feeling a little bit under pressure at the moment. And I'm not sure why. I honestly think that with a little bit of Marine micro, he could take all of those Zerglings out, no problem. In fact, if he made another Marine, no, in fact, he's actually decided to swap his factory over here, and he's going to be getting some Hellions out. So there's been a couple of changes to Hellions. I believe you need an armory. Yeah, you need an armory to transform them into Hellbats. But it's just an automatic upgrade that they get as soon as you get the armory, if I remember correctly. We'll have to find out here momentarily. And then you can build them as either. For whatever reason, they allow you to just straight up build the Hellion or build the Hellbat. but it does not take a tech lab attachment or research from a tech lab anymore. It's just you get an armory. That was a supply drop. I have not seen a supply drop in StarCraft 2 since the beta. Very, very interesting choice here. So yeah, no idea what sort of play to expect out of these guys at this point. They're making some very, very strange choices so far. There's that Zergling speed kicking in just in time. Wow, they were not very happy Zerglings there for a moment, but now it looks like they'll be fine. And in fact, a very, well, I guess not very quick, but a quick enough third expansion. Does Winx actually spot that? Yes, he does. You should know that that's there. But it looks like, does he see the SCV? He does see the SCV. He's just going to let that sit there. There we go. Now taking down that that expansion over here. This is a very, very heavy wall in here from Winx too. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so we do have Blue Flame Hellion upgrades on the way. Just going for tons and tons and tons of Hellions. That is a lot of Hellions. They have changed a bunch in how their splash works recently. Both the Hellion mode and the Hellbat mode. Ooh, and that is a bunch of Zerglings that do not want to be there anymore. He didn't actually need to pull those back. I think that was just a reflex move. He's like, oh god, there's something on the minimap, save the Hellions. But in fact, if he'd left them there, he would have just totally annihilated those guys. And the Blue Flame Hellion upgrade is now finished in the midst of that. Gonna come up here and roast away. Ooh, did manage to kill off that creep tumor as well. Gonna roast away that queen. Look at how much damage these things do. Wow. And that was against a queen. That's armored. They don't get the light bonus. And oh, the drones! Hellions lining up. Oh my god, that is so many dead drones right now. He's gonna lose these Hellions, but I don't know that it matters. That is so many drones dying right there. Oh, let's check that. Workers get... What? 24 drones! We're just... Oh! Ah, I can't even make words to describe how much that sucks for Yuji right now. He does have this base up over here, well saturated still, but there's no drone. Oh, okay, one drone over here and 10 drones, which I believe were just pulled off of this one over here. Yeah, they're just coming over there now. That sucks for Yuji, and that is exactly the move that Winx needed to make against this very, very heavy economy-focused play. He now has a bunch of roaches out, which are going to do well enough against these Hellions, but he does have a bunker up over here. The roaches obviously will not be able to do too much of that bunker, and somewhere... Oh, there it is. He's got a tank up over here now as well. So this little roach push over here from Yuji is getting deflected heavily. He's going to come down over here and check and see if there's an expansion there. Of course, is not one. So even though Yuji has the supply advantage at 86 to 60, Winx is putting him in a very, very tough spot right now. He can do pretty much whatever he wants. He knows he's slowed down Yuji's tech and his economy quite a bit. So he's going to go ahead and tech up into Thors and start building on some Thors here. In fact, getting out another reactor factory as well. So we're going to see lots of Hellions coming out, possibly even some Hellbats. He does have that armory going now, and he's getting plenty of upgrades. Ship plating, or excuse me, vehicle and ship plating level 1 and vehicle weapons level 1. So, quick thing to mention, you may notice vehicle and ship plating is the upgrade now. They did not combine the weapon upgrades, but they did combine the armor upgrades for Terran players now on the armory. So he's getting both air and ground vehicle armor upgrades with that, but obviously then just the the ground vehicle weapon upgrade. And this may actually finish just in time to... Ooh, no, if Yuji can get in there right now, he does have a good timing window before those upgrades actually sink in, and before he can get out the rest of these tanks. He's got 3 tanks in production, and that one Thor is now out, but he's just building up a whole... I guess he was just building that one Thor to protect against Mutalisk, which would have been a cool idea. Did he actually just manage to kill something up over there? I'm not sure. But he just has these 2 tanks for defense at the moment. But no, it looks like Yuji has waited just a bit too long. That upgrade will finish, those tanks will pop out, and Yuji's going to have to pull back. Oh, excuse me, I'm actually missing a drop while this is going on. There was a bit of a Hellion drop down over there, and did he manage to kill a whole bunch more drones again? Let's go ahead and check it out. Holy crap, 39 workers killed! Jesus! Just going to take this opportunity. Obviously, once again, he lost those Hellions. Man, I really wish I had seen that, guys. I am very, very sorry that I missed that drop. That's what I get for not casting a game for a month. And he's going to be able to escape with that medevac as well using that Afterburners upgrade. I guess it's not even an upgrade, it's just an ability that they have now, to very, very good use there. It's a 70% movement speed increase. That's basically sprint for medevacs. It's fantastic. Now, here's the thing. We are now 14 minutes into the game, and Winx does not have his third expansion. He does, excuse me, it looks like he is trying to get one up now. But Yuji has had time to try and build... Well, never mind, though, because all this aggression coming out of Winx, clearing out these drones, putting out these drones earlier on. If we check the... Let's go ahead and check the income at the moment. Wow, Winx is actually keeping up in mineral production. Obviously, he's a little bit behind in gas, but he's keeping up in mineral income. And, ooh, what's going on here? Is he going to be able to pinch these guys off? He might be able to. Sieging up. And there go all those tank shells, just ripping those roaches to shreds. The roaches turn around and try to get another couple shots off, but just all they managed to really do is kill off a couple more of themselves. But he knows that this base should now be vulnerable. There's nothing up over here, just this bunker. He's going to take down that bunker and try to come up in here and deal some damage. The SCVs are on hold position. They were not able to repair that in time. There is 2 tanks up over there now, so these roaches will die. But he's going to be able to do some damage to the mineral production of Winx over here. In fact, he may actually be able to kill those couple things off, but hang on a second. Let's check out over here. Winx is starting to push in at this front base. These roaches will not be cleaned up, actually. I believe they'll be able to finish this off. It may actually eventually be cleaned up over there. And now Winx is sieged up over here. This base is screwed. This front over here is screwed. And this could be the end for Yuji here very, very soon. Wow, in fact, he's actually deciding to just go ahead and kill off this debris. I like that choice very, very much. He does not want to get bottled in. He wants to be able to keep these guys as spread as possible. Now there are a few roaches and a few drones coming down over here. But with these Hellbats up now, this should not be a problem for, well, never mind. Actually, this bunch of roaches coming down over here will be able to clean up the rest of Winx's little push here. So, Yuji defends. All right. Nicely done. However, Winx, I do feel, did make it out of that trade much, much stronger. This base has nothing at it now. This base down over here, only 9 workers mining. He did manage to kill off this base up over here, and nothing mining over here either. Ooh, but this bunch of roaches over here might be able... He needs to lift that off. Does manage to lift that off right away. What if you got over here? A little bit of a Hellion run by, possibly. Heading over here. Going to try and kill off workers over here, but there just isn't much for them to actually kill. They will kill off what's over there, though. And these roaches over here are just going to sort of poke around a little bit. This base is just sitting there. Ooh, nice. Burrowing a roach to make sure that he can't re-land that. And these Hellions are just going to come up in here. They're going to kill all of those drones, too. They're going to poke over there for a second. More and more roaches are coming out now for Yuji. He says, all right, you know what? I'm about to lose all of my drones. I need to make something happen right now. These drones, nice move there, burrowing. But he is a Terran. He's got scans. He's going to use those as much as possible to try and kill off as many of these workers as he can. And the last Hellions are about to fall. But are there any workers left? Are there actually any workers left? I'm not sure. I'm going to check the units tab real quick. Only 2 drones left for Yuji, but he has so many roaches now up over here in Winx's main that this could be a standoff. Well, he is a Terran, and he does only have roaches. So that happened. And that pretty much means that, I think that means that Winx is going to win this. He does have these tanks down over here. He should eventually be able to clean this up. Yeah, he's just sort of leapfrogging them over here. Nice move there. And once those roaches are dead, does Yuji have any mining going on? Anywhere at all? He does have this 1 drone mining minerals and 1 drone mining gas, and that's all he's got. Ooh, interesting choice there. Gonna pick those guys up and drop them right on top of the tanks. If he can kill these tanks, this could be huge. Dropping them 1 at a time. Because he knows that... Oh, but look at this spread. Look at this spread from Winx. Look how spread out those tanks are. Beautiful decision-making from Winx. And there we go. Yuji gives the GG. Winx will take the victory here. Wow. Just a very, very well-played game out of Winx there. Just really well done. Beautiful decision-making all the way through the game. Nice hold against that little bit of early aggression from Yuji. Wasn't really... I don't know what was going on with these supply drops here. I actually want to check something real quick and make sure that they haven't changed something about that. No, it still is 50 energy for the call down on extra supplies. He did that a few times, at least 3 that I'm seeing right here. But still, his mid-game decision-making, mid to late-game decision-making was just on point. Very, very well-played game out of Winx, and very well-played from Yuji as well. He did what he could, but he just could not respond to all of that Hellion aggression. I want to check the final 96 worker. That's more than several Zergs make in an entire game. Was killed by Winx in that game. Wow, just really, really fantastic play there. I'm very, very happy with that match. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. GG's to both players. My name is Lore, and I will see you in the next match.